Billy Bragg was so enthusiastic, and she saw me at church and said, "We have a perfect job for you."
Well, I got involved because I taught for 30 years and I taught language arts, and I realized the importance of reading. And I also taught at the 8th grade level, so I realized the importance of learning to read fluently at a young age. And I saw what happened to kids when they got older in their educational experience and were not fluent readers, and how they struggled with everything in school because of that. And I think when you come to a congregation or any group of people with a specific need, and not just saying, oh, let's give money to help support whatever, but this is what we're going to do with this. We're going to go to buy books for kids, and we're going to give those books to kids, and they're going to be able to read.
That is, if you give books to all, then you will reach the people you need to reach. And that's a great idea, but I was hoping we could reach poverty better. And that's when we decided that we should maybe contact agencies like Head Start and MICA, which is Mid-Iowa Community Action, and thought, well, if we can get them to be handing out the books, that was a really great way to do it.
One of the things that we were able to do was to capitalize on children who had already been identified as children in poverty through the MICA program, through Head Start. And we have a Tiger Backpack program that sends home food with kids every weekend. We did publicize reading opportunities in the community and also in the schools so that people who wanted to take part could. And we did have some people who did that. But it was not as successful as we had hoped it would be. And that was difficult. We had people reading to kids who would probably read to kids anyway, and then logging hours. But they were not necessarily singling out, kids in poverty. So.
Biggest success was handing out books. That we did manage to get a lot of books in the hands of everyone, and specifically the people in need. Extra money had been given at a book fair for a child to come in who wasn't able to purchase a book because she didn't have money, and so she was called down to the library to pick out a book. And the library aide said, "This is a little girl that never smiles ever for anything." So she came into the library and was told she could pick out a book, and she picked out one, and she broke out in a huge smile and skipped all the way back to her classroom. So we know that for those kids especially, it's so important for them to have a book and to be empowered that they can pick it out on their own.
When you tell your congregation that this is going to sort of wrap up in June, it's hard to know, do we continue to approach them for funding? Do we try and find other sources of funding? I think we have enough people interested in our congregation. If we just said, there are some of us who want to continue with this, if you feel so called to support, I think that we probably would fairly easily get the support.
But Change a Child's story doesn't have to end here at annual conference. If you'd like to continue your programs in your congregations, but by July 15th, apply for mini grants offered through the Methodist Conference. Applications will be available on both the website and at the Change a Child Story booth here at the conference.
Oh, I am a difference maker. Oh, I am the only one that speaks to him, and I am the friendliest of friends of God.
So come on, Iowa United Methodists, become difference makers with changing children's stories.